What if I told you that the reason she lost interest in you isn't the end of the story, but the beginning of a new opportunity? If you know what you're doing, you can make her think about you nonstop and reignite her attraction. It's not about chasing her or pleading for her attention. That only makes things worse. Instead, it's about understanding how attraction works on a deeper level. Most men panic when they feel a woman pulling away. They text more, call more, or try to convince her to stay interested. But here's the hard truth: the more you chase, the more she runs. Attraction doesn't work on logic, it works on emotion, and every emotion you spark in her plays a role in bringing her closer or pushing her away. Let's talk about why this happens. And when a woman loses interest, it's not always because of one specific thing you did. Sometimes it's because the dynamic between you two has shifted in ways you didn't notice. In the beginning, there was excitement, mystery, and a sense of challenge. But over time, those elements may have faded. Maybe you became too predictable, or you stopped investing in yourself and focused all your attention on her. The thrill that initially drew her to you disappeared, and without that spark, her feelings started to wane. It's not that she stopped caring entirely, it's that the emotional connection she felt with you weakened, and without realizing it, you became less of a priority in her life. The worst thing you can do now is panic. When you try to explain yourself, overanalyze her behavior, or bombard her with attention, you confirm what she's already feeling, that the dynamic has shifted, and you're no longer the confident, intriguing person she was once drawn to. Instead, you need to flip the script. You need to give her a reason to feel curious about you again. Curiosity is one of the most powerful drivers of attraction. It makes her wonder what's going on in your world and why you've suddenly pulled back. But here's the catch. Creating that curiosity starts with one counterintuitive move. You have to stop chasing. When you stop chasing, you disrupt the cycle she's expecting. She's bracing herself for you to beg for her attention or to keep trying to prove yourself to her. But when you step back and say nothing, it forces her to reevaluate the situation. She starts asking herself questions. Why isn't he reacting? Did I misjudge him? What's he thinking right now? This silence creates a sense of intrigue, and that intrigue is what plants the seed of renewed interest. But it's not just about pulling back. If all you do is disappear without working on yourself, nothing will change. This time, a part isn't just for her to reflect. It's for you to rebuild your value. Think about it. When she first became interested in you, it was because of the qualities you showcased: your confidence, independence, and ambition. Have those qualities slipped? Have you let yourself get too comfortable or stopped investing in your personal growth? The first step to reattracting her is focusing on yourself. When a woman sees that you're thriving without her, it naturally reignites her curiosity. Start by working on areas of your life that you might have neglected. Hit the gym, not just for the physical results, but because it boosts your confidence and energy. Confidence is magnetic. It's one of the most attractive traits a man can have, and it's something that she'll notice even from a distance. Next, dive into your passions or hobbies. Whether it's your career, a creative project, or even something as simple as hanging out with friends, show her that your world doesn't revolve around her. This isn't about pretending to move on. It's about genuinely becoming a better version of yourself. Now, here's where it gets interesting. While you're working on yourself, you're also creating opportunities for her to notice. Social media can be a subtle but effective tool here. Post about your life, not in a desperate, look at me way, but in a way that highlights the fun and growth you're experiencing. A picture of you at a concert, a story about a new hobby you've picked up, or even a quick snapshot of you hanging out with friends sends a powerful message. It says, I'm thriving without you. And when she sees that, it starts to create an emotional response. She might not show it, but deep down, she'll feel a pang of curiosity, maybe even jealousy. At the same time, you have to avoid the temptation to reach out to her. No long paragraphs about how much you miss her or reminders of the good times you shared. This only reinforces her decision to pull away. Silence is your ally right now. It gives her the space to wonder about you, to think about what you're doing, and most importantly, to realize what she's missing. Women are naturally more emotional than men, and that emotional processing takes time. If you break the silence too soon, you interrupt that process, and rob her of the chance to miss you. But here's the trick. You can't just wait around for her to come back. You have to become the prize. Think about the qualities that make someone irresistible. It's not about looks or wealth. It's about having a strong sense of purpose, confidence in your actions, and a lifestyle that excites people. When you embody these traits, you don't have to chase anyone. They naturally gravitate toward you. And when she sees that side of you again, it triggers something deep within her. She remembers why she was drawn to you in the first place, and suddenly, her interest starts to rekindle. This process is all about timing. If she reaches out to you during this period, your response is critical. You can't act overly excited or eager. Instead, keep your tone calm and casual. Treat her like an old friend you're happy to hear from, but don't give her too much. This subtle balance between interest and detachment creates tension, and tension is the foundation of attraction. She has to feel like she's working to earn your attention again. That's when the power dynamic shifts in your favor, and she starts chasing you. When she begins to notice the changes in you, she might start testing the waters. These tests often come in subtle forms: a casual text, a comment on one of your posts, or even running into you accidentally. At this point, it's essential not to fall back into old patterns. Don't immediately open the floodgates and give her all your attention. Instead, respond in a way that's neutral yet intriguing. For example, if she texts you asking how you've been, don't reply with a long, drawn-out message. Keep it short and confident, like, "Been great. Busy with some new projects. You?" This shows that you're polite, but still maintaining your independence. The key here is to rebuild the mystery. One of the reasons she may have lost interest in the first place is because everything about you became too predictable. Predictability kills attraction because it eliminates the thrill of discovery. By keeping your responses light and withholding just enough information, you spark her curiosity. She starts wondering what's going on in your life, who you've been spending time with, and why you seem so unfazed by her absence. That sense of wonder is what keeps her emotionally invested. At this stage, it's also crucial to avoid falling into the trap of trying to win her over through logic. Don't explain why she should be interested in you again, and don't bring up the past in a way that seems like you're seeking closure or validation. Women are not reattracted through explanations. They're reattracted through emotions. Instead of talking about how things used to be, focus on creating new, positive interactions that remind her of the qualities she found appealing in you. This could be as simple as sharing a lighthearted joke or subtly referencing something exciting happening in your life. Another powerful tool in this process is nostalgia. If the opportunity arises naturally, bring up a shared memory in a casual way. For example, if she mentions a place you both used to go to, you might say something like, "Yeah, I was just thinking about that the other day. Good times." Nostalgia is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it reminds her of the emotional connection you once shared, but on the other hand, it highlights what she's missing out on now. This combination can reignite her feelings without making you come across as needy or desperate. But don't rely solely on nostalgia to do the heavy lifting. You also need to subtly create new moments of intrigue. Let's say she started engaging with you again. Maybe she texts more frequently or reacts to your stories. This is your chance to add a layer of unpredictability. For example, if she asks to meet up, don't immediately drop everything and agree. Instead, let her know you're interested, but have a full schedule. Something like, "I'd love to, but this week's packed. Maybe next week?" This shows that while you value her company, your life doesn't revolve around her. That sense of scarcity makes your time feel more valuable, and that's incredibly attractive. By this point, her mindset will begin to shift. She'll start seeing you in a new light. You're no longer the guy who was chasing her, trying to win her back at all costs. Instead, you've become someone who's in control of his life, who's confident and exciting, and who she now has to work to impress. This change in perspective is what reignites the attraction. As she starts to chase you again, it's crucial to maintain the balance you've created. This isn't the time to revert to old habits or overwhelm her with attention. Instead, keep her intrigued by continuing to focus on your own growth and maintaining your independence. Attraction flourishes when there's a sense of uncertainty and challenge. If she feels like she's already won you back, her interest might fade all over again. That's why you need to keep the dynamic fresh and engaging. This doesn't mean you should play games or manipulate her. It's about showing her that your life is fulfilling and exciting with or without her. For instance, when you do spend time with her, focus on being present and positive. Avoid bringing up any tension or past misunderstandings unless she initiates that conversation. Instead, let her experience the version of you that's confident, fun, and emotionally grounded. This creates a contrast to whatever led her to lose interest in the first place and reinforces the idea that you're someone worth investing in emotionally. One of the most powerful things you can do during this phase is to set boundaries. Many men shy away from this because they fear it will push her away, but in reality, boundaries show self-respect. If she's inconsistent or starts testing you, don't be afraid to call it out in a calm and composed manner. For example, if she cancels plans last minute without a good reason, let her know that while you understand things come up, your time is valuable too. A response like, "I get that things happen, but I'd appreciate a heads up next time," shows that you respect yourself and won't tolerate disrespectful behavior. This level of confidence is rare, and it's something she'll find deeply attractive. As you reestablish your connection, remember that the goal isn't to go back to how things were. It's to build something even better. That means continuing to evolve as an individual while allowing her to do the same. Don't cling to the idea of recreating the past. Instead, focus on the present and the future, and let her see that being with you is an opportunity to grow and thrive together. This mindset shift not only strengthens her interest, but also sets the foundation for a healthier, more balanced relationship moving forward. Ultimately, the most important takeaway is this: women are attracted to men who know their worth. When you respect yourself, maintain your standards, and continue to grow, you naturally become someone worth chasing. The process of reattracting her isn't about tricks or manipulation. It's about becoming the best version of yourself and letting that version shine. If she sees your value and recognizes what she stands to lose, she'll make the effort to come back into your life. And when she does, you'll be ready. Not as the same person she lost interest in, but as someone stronger, more confident, and undeniably magnetic. Subscribe for more insights or check out the next video to master the psychology of attraction.